All right, Busted Play podcast live from the 1130 studios. Just kidding. It's really recorded. But this is another NBA edition of the Busted Play podcast, joined with, as always, my brother, JD. How's it going, man?
What's going on, y'all? It's always a good time to be here.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. This NBA crap. Okay, this week, I don't know how the NBA, I don't know how the world didn't end. Because the Warriors and the Cavs lost on the same night. The Warriors lost to the Heat on a game-winning three by Dion Waiters, who plays for the Heat. And then the Cavs lose to the New Orleans Pelicans without Anthony Davis. So how the hell does that happen? Like, how does the world not ending right now? Where the two teams who are apparently the best to ever play the game both lose to mediocre teams, and the Cavs losing to an extremely mediocre team without its superstar, which makes it even worse. So, JD, Cavs fan, JD, before we get into talking about the Cavs and everything that's happened in this past couple of days, what do you think of that game? And LeBron's comments after about how they need a bleeping playmaker.
I'm really beginning to worry. I know that might be a little strong word, but I'm really starting to worry about how they might end up screwing up a number one seed if they keep this up. But I have a feeling they'll pull it through and get the one seed. But it's really just weird seeing how LeBron and Kyrie are dominating, but they're not winning.
Okay, well,
Kyrie drops 49 and you don't win.
Well,
that's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, see, Kyrie had a complete season high, 49 points. LeBron a triple-double. Kevin Love over 20 points.
Yeah,
how do you lose that game? What, the defense? You know, LeBron's talking about how they need a playmaker, but still, you're playing a team without Anthony Davis, who...
What he means by that is he wants someone on the floor whenever him, Love, or Kyrie aren't on the floor. He wants someone that can score the ball.
Oh, cold coffee. Disgusting. All right. JD, Cavs fan. The Knicks offered to trade Carmelo Anthony to the Cavs today for Kevin Love, and the Cavs knock it down quicker than you can say hell no. What do you think of that?
I like it. I really do like it because, in my opinion, everybody gave Kevin Love hell throughout the finals last year by his performance, but I think he was their major X factor in that Game 7 for that victory because of the way he rebounded the ball.
Yeah.
So I think it's a
great.
great
16 rebounds that game?
Yeah, I think it was a great reject, but if they would have thrown something else out there, then I'd be like, what the hell? Why not?
Okay. All right, well, since we're on that point, I have a couple of people I think could be a good fit, and I actually said it the other day when I was doing a podcast with Zach on NBA, but then I heard it today, actually. But who do you think can fill in that playmaker spot that the Cavs can get in a trade before the deadline after All-Star break?
I have one where I feel like both teams would benefit from it.
Yep.
And this is just because they're buddies. Him and LeBron are buddies.
If you're going to say D. Wade.
That's who I was saying.
Yeah.
I think that it would work for both teams if the Cavs gave up their next two first-round picks, Shump and DeAndre Liggins, for D. Wade.
That's a lot for one guy.
But
you're going to give away 2 first-round picks and 2 players for one guy? What about 1 first-round pick, Shumpert?
I don't think that the Bulls would go for it if
But
just
why would they
first round.
trade? Why would you think D Wade wants to leave already?
I wouldn't say he wants to leave, but
He went home. He's home now.
But
Hometown kid.
if it's another chance to play with his boy and win a ring again, why not?
I know he's getting old, and his time is definitely his window's closing for another championship. I mean, he's not going to win it in Chicago like a lot of people felt they had a chance to.
I've also, as another playmaker, not a guard. I'm not looking at a guard right here. I think since Paul Millsap he's one of the upcoming free agents this summer. Atlanta's been talking about dealing him out. I know
All right.
I know
who would they trade?
the Cavs.
Yeah, for Paul Millsap. You think maybe
They wouldn't get rid of Kyrie or Love.
or Thompson? No way you get rid of Thompson.
No, he's too good of a rebounder. Maybe Channing Frye.
Channing Frye, and you're going to have to give up a first-round pick probably.
Shump, Channing Frye, and a first-round pick.
See, I like that one a lot better than the D Wade one because D Wade is just too much of a superstar not to get anything from him. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
I've also heard Rondo.
yeah, see, Rondo I think is just like Anthony. The reason the Cavs rejected Anthony is because he's a poison in the locker room. He's the guy.
No,
he's a superstar.
I think
what?
I think the reason why they rejected Anthony was because they were having to give up Kevin Love.
But still, you have all these great players coming to New York to play with Anthony, and nothing ever came from it. And I think that's because it's Carmelo is like this. I want this to be my team, and I doubt if he went to Cleveland, there's no way he would think that this is his team. 'Cause he's got LeBron. Hell, it's even Kyrie's team before Carmelo's team. So if you're going to sit there and think that, I feel like Rondo's even more of a poisonous player in the locker room because he never gets along with a coach, and you got a coach in Ty Lue who stands his ground with LeBron James, who I consider basically the coach of the Cavs. You have a coach who stands his ground with him, he's definitely going to stand his ground with Rondo. And of course they're going to butt heads like every single coach Rondo has ever had. So I definitely don't think that's a good pick, a good trade for them. But I think it would work well because he's a great passer, great vision.
I would love to see the Cavs go after Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
from the Wizards.
But I don't think that's going to happen. And you have John Wall John Wall just came out and said today or last night that he thinks that's the best backcourt in the league. Him and Bradley Beal.
Oh, it's one of the best for sure.
It's one of the best. It's not the best.
No.
I think Westbrook and Oladipo is better. But OKC,
they're pretty close. I would say the best 1-2 punch.
It's definitely Curry and Thompson. Okay, Jay. It's definitely Curry and Thompson.
I was saying Antetokounmpo and
JD, that guy plays every position on the court. There's no way you consider him a guard.
Honestly, in my opinion, the best 1-2 punch is when D Wade plays point guard and Jimmy Butler's playing shooting guard.
See, that's a good combination right there. I don't see why to get rid of it. All right, but the person I think who would fit perfect, the guy who I said the other day and actually heard his name running around, is Dallas Mavericks point guard Darren Williams.
I have been hearing that, and that would work.
It's I'm also a Maverick fan, and he needs to go. He's he once was one of the best point guards in the league. Injury in his leg.
With Carlos Boozer.
Yeah, with Carlos, I smell the booze on your breath, Boozer. Carlos Boozer looked like a guy he looked like the guy from Benchwarmers who pitched and was extremely drunk. That's who he looked like.
He looks like your uncle that's in the cartel.
He's a very scary looking dude.
Yeah.
But Darren Williams is because he's not a big time star anymore, but he's a veteran. He's a great scoring point guard, and he definitely has great ball vision. I'm not saying he's like a Rajon Rondo, but his age is getting there, but definitely would be a contributing factor, and he's actually a clutch shooter. And he doesn't need to have that role in Cleveland at all, but I think that would be one of the best pickups for them because they would not have to trade too much to get him out because he's an upcoming free agent. And
LeBron, just talk Mike Bibby coming out of retirement, please.
Well, what about, don't talk about that old dude. What about Nate Robinson coming out of retirement?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
That's one feisty little
I've never
dude.
been a fan. I've never thought he was.
I
thought it was just cool that he was 5'9", dunking in the dunk contest.
Well, you can't sit there and say he's not good, Jay.
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying I don't think he would fit well.
When Derrick Rose tore his ACL, this guy led the Bulls to 6 games against the Heat and LeBron in the playoffs, and it looked like the Bulls were on a. Looks like the Bulls could have beaten them. Him and Joakim Noah. That was a dangerous team right there, even without the former MVP. So I think of course Nate Robinson.
You mean
older.
the Heat, not the Cavs?
I said he did.
No, you said Cavs.
Okay, yeah, with the Heat, and I just I really liked him. I think if he comes back, he'd definitely be a little rusty. But I really liked the Darren Williams trade. All right, from the Cavs to let's go ahead and make fun of the Golden State losers. Every time they lose, I'm going to call them the losers. They're like 30. I think they're 39-7 this year. I think. But every time they lose, I call them the Golden State losers because they're not supposed to lose. They have the almighty Kevin Durant on their team. They have the all too superior Steph Curry, and they have the manipulative cheater in Klay Thompson.
What'd you say about Curry?
The all superior.
All I gotta say is he's MIA when it comes to finals.
Oh,
action.
well,
So-
hey, good. Well, other people step up. And then you also have,
but he's the
then you also-
two-time defending
then-
MVP.
yeah. But then you also have Donkey from Shrek playing power forward for them, and then you have fake tough man Zaza Pachulia. I don't even know how to say his last name. I think it's Pachulia. At the end of this show, I'm gonna rant on Zaza. I cannot stand that guy. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the All-Star game. Russell Westbrook, I think, got snubbed as a starter. I really don't care. If he's in it, he's in it. He's an all-star. It's on his resume. He's an all-star. But Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant are going to play with each other during the all-star game. So, JD, do you think I could see Russell Westbrook being a complete douche? I could see him doing this.
Could you see Steve Kerr not putting them on the floor at the same time?
Yes, I could. But I would freaking love it. I'm a huge Oklahoma City fan. I lived there for a couple of years. It's a great town. Basically, it's the only thing that the town has, and it's amazing to go to those games. And Russell Westbrook's just so electrifying, and he's so, I guess you can say that he's very independent right now. He's showing that he doesn't need, he's trying to show he doesn't need Kevin Durant to win. When, yeah, they're winning, but they definitely.
Are they still in the playoff hunt?
Yeah, I think so. Oladipo definitely doesn't fill the void of Kevin Durant. Nowhere close. But if you're going to sit there and if Russell Westbrook brings the ball down court and Kevin Durant's wide open for a three, because these All-Star games, they're going to be wide open. What if Russell Westbrook sees Kevin Durant wide open and he just basically runs down the lane, not losing eye contact with Kevin Durant, somehow finds Draymond Green under the goal, dunks on Draymond, his own team, just to make a statement? How amazing would that be?
It would be the greatest thing ever.
I think this is going to be the most interesting All-Star game we have seen in a very long time, just because of the Western All-Stars. I really believe that. And Russell Westbrook, who's averaging a triple-double in the first half of the season, and I believe he's going to do it at the end of the season. I think he's going to be.
He already has 23.
This is going to be, he got his 23rd, maybe 24th.
23rd.
He got his 23rd triple-double tonight against the Pelicans. The Thunder beat the Pelicans with Anthony Davis. The Thunder beat the Pelicans with Anthony Davis.
The Cavs lost again tonight?
Did they really? See? Look at the Cavs.
6 out of 8.
What is going on? See, I would not be shocked right now if LeBron James, with those comments that he said, I would not be shocked if that locker room's talking right now. Because he didn't put his team on blast, but he kind of did. Basically saying, this team is not good enough. And they lost, 2 players who weren't even starters on their team from the championship team last year, Dellavedova and Mozgov? Is that it?
They lost Mo Williams, too.
Oh, and I didn't even see him in the finals.
Wait, no, he's still with them.
I don't know. But the 2 main people they lost were Dellavedova, backup point guard, which is their biggest need right now, and then Timothy Mozgov, rebounding specialist who went to the Lakers. But do you think that this talk of LeBron James saying that they're not good enough right now to repeat and that they need another playmaker, what do you think that has on the effect of the players? Be honest. Don't be a Cavs fan. Be honest. What do you think?
I really think that it says. I don't think he's talking about Kyrie or Love. I think he's talking about more along of the role players, bench players. Well, another thing, the reason why they've gone on this slump is they're mixing their sharpshooter right now, Dylan. Hasn't played in a while.
Yeah.
JR.
Okay.
And that's just a missing piece. But I don't know what the issue is. And, yeah, it's not good that LeBron came out there and said that. Because, yeah, the locker room probably is talking. But I don't know right now. And I'm worried, Dylan. Like I said, I can't. I have I have nothing to say. I don't know.
You are scared for the first time that LeBron James won't make it to his 7th straight.
Oh, no. I'm not scared about that. I'm just scared they might not win it all again.
You're not worried about the Raptors?
Why would I be worried about Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan beating Cleveland?
Well, they gave him a little test last year, and the Cavs are struggling this year.
They gave him a little worry last year in the playoffs because Cleveland went up there to Toronto up 2-0 with a big head and got blown out.
People are sleeping on the Raptors. All right. People are sleeping on the Raptors.
The Raptors have lost like 4 in a row.
Who cares? The Cavs have lost 2. What does that have to say?
I'm just saying I'm not worried about anybody in the Eastern Conference.
That's all I'm saying, Jitty, is that I think this Eastern Conference playoffs is going to be a lot more interesting than a lot of people think. It's going to be a lot more interesting than last year, I think. But even more in the Eastern Conference, let's go ahead and talk about one team who is really impressing me in the entire country, right? You know, maybe in the entire world. People in the jungles of Africa are hearing about how well the 76ers are doing right now.
Without Ben Simmons.
See, the 76ers are definitely trusting the process. Started off the season 0-7, and now in the last 13 games, are 10-3, and Joel Embiid is looking like the guy that they thought they would be 3 years ago. He missed what was it? Was it just last year or 2 years he missed? I think he missed 2 years,
2 years
of injury. Big man who I didn't think was anything that special coming out of the Kansas.
I didn't either.
I figured there were so many good players on Kansas that I didn't say anything special about him. 76ers took him, but now he's looking like the player.
They won again tonight.
76ers. So the 76ers are 11-3 in their last 14 games. Embiid, 19 points a game and 7 rebounds. This guy is looking like the player the 76ers have been looking for. He is the savior of Philadelphia. And I think this year in the draft that the Sixers could really trade and get a really good, decent
player to build around.
And the Sixers, maybe not next year, but the year after that, I think they could definitely be a threat to make the playoffs and maybe even a little bit of a run. With LeBron kind of going away with age, his hairline starting to recede again, you don't really have anyone else except the Raptors and the Celtics. And the Sixers are looking like a team that they should have a couple of years ago with all these so-called high draft picks. You don't have Ben Simmons, their number 1 overall draft this year, who in the preseason looked really good. He looked like he's a great passer. Didn't score very much, which I was very shocked about. The old boy from LSU, the Australian, who I think is actually American. I don't know. Ben Simmons confuses me. He really does. This 76ers team confuses me. The front office of the 76ers confuses me, JD. And go ahead. Tell me what that look was for.
I wouldn't say next year or the year after that. I'll give it 4 years.
I say not next year, the year after that they'll make a little bit of
I give it 4 years.
Okay. Well, explain yourself.
You just have, because they're not going to get in the playoffs and make a run with just Embiid.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about they need to get another player in there.
Honestly, I don't think they need to. If they can just get Ben Simmons and Embiid to play with a lot of chemistry and build around them through the draft, then I could definitely see them, like I said, in 4 years. If they could build enough chemistry and through the draft too, I could see them making a run in 4 years. I'm calling it 4.
All right, so that's our 76er debate right there. So, JD, are you ready to hear my rant about Zaza Pachulia?
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit back and listen to this.
All right, JD. Zaza Pachulia. Okay, I didn't care about him when he was in Dallas. I didn't have a problem with Zaza Pachulia. I've been a Maverick fan my whole life, but when I moved to Oklahoma City, the Thunder just stole my heart. But I still support the Mavericks. When Zaza was in Dallas, he was a good player. It wasn't anything special. Still isn't. And you're going to sit there and say that Zaza is all-star worthy. Well, first off,
where did all these votes come from?
Okay, listen. No. This is about to be my rant.
Because I've never heard of this dude. Honestly, I've never heard of this before.
This is about to be my rant. Okay, listen. Zaza Pachulia is only famous probably in the San Francisco, Oakland area because he plays for the Warriors. Because now the Raiders are becoming the team in that area, but the Warriors are they're still the top team. And first off, let me go ahead and say that, I think this guy is a little bit too much of a wannabe tough man. And of course, I'm not going to say it to his face. He probably whooped my freaking A word, you know what I mean? But I'm going to say this because he runs into Russell Westbrook on accident. You can tell it wasn't on purpose. And his forearm hits Russell Westbrook in the head. And, he's over. And, I'm pretty sure it hurt a little bit, a little dude. But this guy's got 8 inches on Russell Westbrook. He's got 8 inches on Russell Westbrook. And he's going to stand over him when Russell Westbrook's not even looking and sit there and stare him down. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay. Now, then he punches someone again last night. Oh, is he trying to keep this reputation of being a big bad man? Is that what he's doing? I don't ask me. I don't know. But this is my rant about Zaza and the All-Star voting. I understand that this All-Star voting is a fan popular vote. It's fine. But you also have the Warriors head coach Steve Kerr, who is saying basically talking crap about the NBA about the voting process because there are some players who had like 6 votes. Like I think Channing Frye was one of them who had like 4 votes. Someone had 1 vote, and they're like they have no business getting an All-Star vote. But then a guy on his own team, Zaza Pachulia, I got the stats right here. He had nearly 440,000 All-Star votes, placing him second in the Western Conference front court behind only his teammate, Kevin Durant, and Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins. He had more votes than DeMarcus Cousins, who is the best big man in the game. And he has more votes than Blake Griffin, Marc Gasol, and Karl Anthony Towns, LaMarcus Aldridge combined. When you have an organization like the Golden State Warriors, who just out of nowhere became the face of the NBA, not the player, just the organization, and you have these where it's a fan vote, and you have these these players doing these all-star campaigns to get votes, and you have a guy like Zaza Pachulia who averages 5 points a game and about 6 rebounds or 7 rebounds a game. How is that all-star worthy? And, I'm ashamed of these NBA fans. I will say I've never voted for the All-Star, I don't think. But I
retweet somebody's name on Twitter to vote for him?
Well, not with the hashtag All-Star vote.
You didn't? Okay.
I doubt I don't think I have. You can double check me. I don't know. If you really want to scroll through my tweets, go ahead. I don't give a crap. But with Zaza having more votes than Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins, that just shows that this All-Star game is just completely idiotic. It's very fun to watch, and I say that the Western Conference wins like 375 to 367 over the Eastern Conference this year. But how are you going to vote Zaza in all because he plays for your team when you could see basically you want to have 3 or 4 Warriors playing on the same All-Star team when you could see a team with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, 2 worthy All-Stars, maybe even Klay Thompson. But then you can see Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, even Karl Anthony Towns, probably the up-and-coming best player in the NBA after everyone else starts fading off whenever he gets into his prime.
What about Wiggins?
Wiggins will probably get there, but right now I think it's Karl Anthony Towns. He's the bigger name and producing more. But this is what the All-Star game is. You want to see all these superstars from each team playing on the same team going up against the superstars of the Eastern Conference. You don't want to see 4 guys from the same team playing with Russell Westbrook. Well, maybe you do now because it's the Warriors and the Thunder guy. So
he brings the thunder.
You just want to. It really irks me to see that Zaza, 5 points, 6 rebounds a game, has more votes than Anthony Davis, who's had I think like 4 or 5 40-point games and a couple 50-point games this year. DeMarcus Cousins, who is a freak under the basket, and even Kawhi Leonard, the guy who dropped 41 points on the Cavs and led the Spurs single-handedly to beat the Cavs. I don't get that. So they need to fix the way the All-Star game is voted for. I would not mind a portion of it being fan voting.
It is right now.
No, I'm pretty sure most of it is.
No, it's half fans, half
I think they should stick
media.
it to media. Honestly, I like how everything else is mostly media. A lot of the stuff is fans too, but I think the media really understand that the best players need to play. And if you get Zaza Pachulia into the All-Star game, what is that going to do? Just basically have another Warriors game on TV? If you want to watch Zaza be a fake tough guy in the NBA, I'm so looking forward to the Oklahoma City Golden State game in Oklahoma City because of what Russell Westbrook said he's going to get Zaza back. And Zaza's like, I'll be in Oklahoma City. I just can't wait for, Westbrook to freaking fly and like run his knee into his teeth or something
and dunk on him.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. He was gonna dunk, not just like a karate kick thing. But no, he's gonna dunk and his knee's gonna like hit Zaza in the face, and Westbrook's gonna give him the ultimate stare down, and then look right back at Durant, and Durant's gonna have the fear of God in him. Zaza, get over yourself. All right, that's my rant about Zaza Pachulia and the All-Star game. Any comments, Shitty? Smart remarks?
Oh, no, not at all. I love
it. Okay. All right, cool. All right, well, guys, thank you for hearing my rant out. JD, thank you for joining us. This has been the NBA edition of the Busted Play podcast. Everyone watching, thank you and God bless.